Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a layout share and I have a huge wad of layouts here. These are all from our holiday Sri Lanka album, so I thought I would just run through a few of these. They're quite old layouts. You might have seen them, some of them in other layout shares. Some I've done YouTube videos of, but a lot of them have maybe seen Instagram, but not all of them. So I'm starting off with this one here, and I cut out a quote that was an Amy Tan quote and added some paper to the back of this one, and this was the day before we went on our trip. These are kind of vaguely in order, I think. I have this one here, which I used some stamping in a cutout shape. I've got quite a few videos that use this technique, not this particular layout but similar layouts. This one I really love, so I used brads and stitching and a cricket cutout of Sri Lanka to add on all the places that we travelled to on our visit. This is a big safari layout, and I put lots of the pictures of the different animals that we saw and of the safari trip on this. And I really hated this layout to start with, but it's actually really grown on me. It has watercolour and chalk in the background and this cut file as well. This is a nice beach picture, and I've added some similar colours to the water in the background, so some blues and this sort of sandy colour, and these are metallic inks with a nice big title. This is one of my favourite layouts ever, actually, and it's not everyone's cup of tea, I don't think either, but I absolutely love the colours that came out in this what are these called, Lindy's Magicals. I added some texture paste to the background and then created a kind of half moon semicircle shape out of the pictures. Here was another technique I was trying. I stuck down a cut file and then gessoed over the top of the cut file to really blend it with the paper, and then added different coloured watercolours over the top, and then added some information to the side. This one, another mixed media technique, and here I was using my jelly plates to make some different patterns. I absolutely love this, it's really fun, and it contrasts quite nicely with the picture here, and it was a sunset walk, so I did lots of sunset shaped sort of suns in the background. This layout has lots of cut out leaves in the background, and it's telling a story about the poo paper factory that we went to, which was hilarious. This one here was a layout for I was gonna say Turtle Crafts, but it's not. I can't remember who it was for, but it was a design team layout, and it's just a really nice simple layout with pulling on some of the colours from the sunset here with the yellows and the pinks. This was a fun challenge layout. I think this was with Hip Kip Club's challenges. And here I added these banners to the background, and this was a photo of us at Trincomalee, I think it was. This was again using the jelly plate. I got really into it, and I made some foam shapes as well that I mounted on cardboard to add different textures to the jelly plate, and then I also added those on, and I think it's a really fun, exciting layout and a bit different. This was another challenge layout where you had to have squares going around, and it's just documenting this picture of us drinking from some coconuts. I did this one at a retreat, a scrapbooking retreat, and I've got lots of speech bubbles which have my feet in it. I took lots of feet pictures on different types of soil, and some of the places we went, you kind of walked around with bare feet for kind of religious reasons, and I've added this big quote here. I really love this. It was a really fun layout, and I like the diagonal structure. Here I've got a kind of scene layout, and I've added turtles down the side here. I used the Cricut pen tool to draw the turtles, and then I added watercolor with a like on a, what do you call that, on packaging, yeah, to smush over the top of that. This is a nice beachy one. Again, I've used sprays in the background for this one. There's lots of mixed media in this album. This was a nice hanging banner with lots of different photos from one of our trips, and I added some grass down the bottom because it didn't seem finished to me. It's still not quite right, I don't think, that layout, but it's getting there, and it's as far as I'm going to go. Here I've used some metallic watercolours, again in the pinks, oranges and yellows, to draw out some of the colours from the picture. This one was a really fun, full-on, crazy layout. It does distract from the photos, definitely, but it was about the exotic flowers, and I took lots of pictures of flowers on our trip. So the flowers there just kind of pulled out on the pictures. This is a nice beach life one. I added lots of stamping of like beachy things, and then all these gorgeous kind of colours moving away here to make a sort of triangle shape with a big cut file title. This was another photo from either side of Lion Rock at Sigiriya, and the views that you could see was absolutely amazing. So I just put the best view I've ever seen down the side here, and this was using a layout as a guide. This was a fun layout that I used after a Scrap Smarter tutorial that I did, and I just used some of the techniques that some of the ladies on that video suggested. So yeah, I had a little go with that, and I cut out the picture here. It should be this way around, actually. This one here is a fun one. I stamped with cut out foam pieces. So I cut these numbers out of foam and then stamped them in place and added lots of journaling, and they match the numbers that are stuck to the photos, just to talk about the place we stayed. This is a crazy flip-flop layout, and I added lots of Lindy's Magicals in the background of this one. Oh, that letter's come off. This has got a massive title and a lovely elephant that I used my Cricut to create. Lots of little flowers in the background, and just these gorgeous pictures of an elephant who crossed the road in front of us, which you don't see every day, well, round here. This is a layout about fish platter, and again it's got a spray and magicals background. Went for a real magical phase. This is a layout that I actually really don't like, but it's in the album anyway, and it's talking about our snorkeling trip, and I didn't have an underwater camera, but we saw all kinds of fish and I wanted to talk about that, and we saw black tip reef sharks, turtles, everything. So it was really, really cool trip actually, and so I just wanted to document that here, and I used some texture paste and some glitter in the background. Another strange layout here, I used stamping to create a kind of honeycomb sort of shape. I cut the picture into a hexagon. This was definitely a very experimental album, I would say, and I did combine some stamping with some text there as well. Another layout that I really hate, because I'm just not, I love looking at a grid layout, but I just cannot pull them off. But this is a grid layout here with some pictures of us on our way up Sigiriya, and this just has some information about it to the side here. And finally, this photo from our very last day, and I absolutely adore this layout, but again, I don't think it's everyone's cup of tea. It is so sparkly and shimmery, where I use the magicals, and there's texture paste, and then there's like fish and all kinds of holiday type things in the background, and it's just got a long title to the side. So that is that. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.